Yo, you know what's crazy? I was listening to that one Beyonce song, If I Were a Boy, and I thought to myself, man, if I were a girl even just for a day, bro, I think for the first 30 minutes, I might want to be a man again. I don't know. I just feel like if life was only occupied by water and a tree, then a woman unquestionably is undoubtedly a seed, taking the shape of whatever she touches, but she never loses herself, the source of life with so much depth and mystery. And some of you out there might be a little too blind to see, but have you ever wondered, even to some degree, how it actually feels like to be a woman? Well, after asking a bunch of women that question, I decided to write about it, and that means the first line of this poem is actually supposed to be, she is woman. And that could represent whatever you want it to be. We could even start with gender inequality, but we have accepted and surrendered to disparity to the point where inequality has become a normality. And although that topic is undoubtedly an unfortunate reality, it doesn't give the definition of a woman any justice and or accurate clarity. And so please pardon me as I start the poem over. The first line of this poem is actually, she is woman. But before anything else, she is human. And may I add the upgraded version, an ongoing process of perfection defined by the pains of her imperfection. Ironic, but if you ponder on it, you can somehow see connections. Yeah, iconic. She is resilient fragility, a breakable glass that won't shatter, a literal carbon molecule. She is the source of life in all matter, and in all matter she is at times incomprehensible to me like bad grammar. But maybe if my emotions were as complex and not so compressed, maybe I'll finally understand her. But for now, she's a standard and also a bridge that we subconsciously dismantle. So who is she? She is woman, vulnerable. And like an ocean, she lets the world experience the rise and fall of her waves. With every eye watching how she walks, talks, breathes, and behaves. And the way she embraces so much joy, as well as the pain so uninhabitable, it's unimaginable and quite unfathomable. The way she deals with pain from a bird's eye view seems so unmanageable. It's like she's soft enough to cradle pain, but strong enough to conquer it. And she's the umbrella to my rain, so she's tough enough to handle it. And her emotions, it's hard to drown in them, because when she's the creator of her ripples, her emotions are the sharks and fishes that breathe and bow to them. She is woman, glamorous, making eyes rise up like Lazarus, with a poise so smooth, walking like it's a fashion show. If time was an artist, then she's a masterpiece painted by Michelangelo. The grace in her movements and the elegance in her walks, the enchantment by any word that comes out of her mouth the second she talks, her ability to stand firm while flowing like water and not shaken by form, proves that she's not just the calm, but she embodies the storm. She's the bloom of all roses and the glow of the dawn. What makes her more beautiful are her tears and her thorns. She's a vision of beauty in every race and beyond. She's the nostalgia that hits when I hear an old song. She's a whisper of petals, a sparkle of dew on the lawn. Now before you roll your eyes, get all tired and yawn, she is ravishing, like witnessing the slowest rise of the sun. She is woman, and paradoxically a natural nurturer, meaning she doesn't have to be defined by the 9 months curvature. But when she does have that curvature, when she carries another human being on the road to becoming a nourisher, it's a symphony of several paradises. She acquires these tight hugs and quiet sacrifices while going through emotional battles and several mental crises, knowing that life is not really one for gifts and presents except for when it gives you those quick surprises. But for 9 months a baby lingers, hope, fear, and a future wrapped around her fingers. She is woman. She is the meal left cold so another can eat. She is the backbone that bends but refuses defeat. She is the silent protector, the anchor, the guide. She got the world on her shoulders, yet she walks it with pride. She smiles through the storm amidst a thunderous cloud. She's a queen without a throne, but you can still see her crown. And like a baby tied with an umbilical cord, she's felt tied down and restrained since the day she was born. The world tries to hold her, honor to claim and confine, but they forget that she is woman, unbound and divine. So if life is only occupied by water and a tree, then a woman, no doubt, for sure, is a sea. Calm, but so complicated, and for the right reasons. And so like Maya Angelou said, she is phenomenal. She is woman.